A very, very good morning to all of you. I'm delighted to have this session. At the last moment, the session was to be done for the faculty, and then um, Mr. Kundana Lal, who's with us, he said, why don't we give the benefit to all our students as well? So I said, that's fantastic. Okay, I'd like to introduce this. I won't introduce the session because I'm not qualified, but I'll introduce the gentleman who is going to be doing this session for all of us. So Kundana, who's come here, he's a global AI, artificial intelligence thought leader, an AI evangelist, and an AI influencer. All transformation due to rapidly changing technology has always been and still is a challenging task. Kundana, being a well-known global IT delivery and technology professional and early MTech in computational intelligence, is prominent in AI and emerging technologies such as computer vision, NLP, predictive analytics, anomaly detection, information retrieval, and robotics. A global leader in AI research and implementation, he strongly believes that AI may impose an existential risk for India, and he's doing his best to not only propel but also democratize AI by establishing research and development oriented AI innovation hubs and exchanges in collaborations with industry and academia, but also designing and delivering innovative, easy to grasp practical programs on multiple platforms. He's been known a guru at Vitti AI. He's also, across the world, he's worked with leading multi-billion-dollar corporations like Capgemini. He's extensively run businesses in Europe, set up, helped many of the Fortune 100 companies in their digital transformation journey. So we have a global leader in AI sitting amongst us. So we are very fortunate, and we thought we'll give you an opportunity to listen in. And so over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So this is a good opportunity for me, by the way. I said, okay, fine, why not students? Because I love to talk to students. Okay, and this is a very unique combination we have here. So let me introduce myself first. Good morning to everybody. Still it is good morning only, right? Good morning to everybody. And let me introduce myself. I'm an IT guy. Okay, that's my profile. I was last on corporate side. I was the vice president of a company known as Capgemini, looking after continental Europe delivery. Okay, and when I say continental Europe, it is from Norway to Italy down below, all non-English speaking countries. So, and some of my customers were customers like IKEA, Volkswagen, Daimler. You can go on naming. Okay, so they were. Before that, I was part of a company known as Intel, and it has been taken over by Atos in a $3.8 billion deal last year, and now it is known as Atos Intel. It's a Michigan-based company. I was looking after Northern America. I was the vice president there, looking after Northern America deliveries, as well as I used to head the R&D of that, research and development part of it, or the technology behaviors. That is what I use. Unfortunate part from my end is that I did my master's, my MTech, in AI 27 years back. We never used to call it AI that time. We used to call it computational intelligence that time, or massively parallel distributed processing, or a fifth generation. Okay, so I did it long time back. So this is a brief about me, and I'm an application delivery guy and a technology guy. That is how I am. That is how I look up. Now, I have been keeping watch on one aspect of technology, and that was AI. And that has been moving very, very fast. Okay, because if you do Google, which I believe you must be, and AI is a very, very prominent word now, and it is impacted. It is actually impacting every sphere of life you can think. Be it marketing, banking, finance, insurance, NBFCs, manufacturing, go on naming the domains, environmental, healthcare, it is impacting. Okay, it is changing. In the one basic word, let me tell you that we have electrified everything around us. So your AC, this whole world now is electrified, right? Your mobile devices, your laptop, your AC, your fridge, your vehicles, they have become EVs, right? Everything is electrified. This is what the humanity has done. Now what we are doing cognifying them. So instead of electrifying things, which we have done, we are making them smarter. We are cognifying them. So we have achieved electrification of everything. Now we are achieving cognification of everything. हम सब जो है वो स्मार्ट बनने जा रहा है और बन रहे हैं. Your mobile device is smart now, right? You talk to it. So you have got iPhone, you have got Siri in it, you have Google Assistant in your Android devices, you have got Cortana on Microsoft devices, you have got Alexa which you talk to, right? Your devices is recognizing you, your fingerprint and your face. That's AI. Okay. So this cognification is happening, and probably, I don't know about myself, but I know you guys are going to face it. Okay. And you need to understand what is that this impact is going to create for us. So if you look at this, so I have named it, though this particular presentation was more aligned on internal security. Okay, that's the reason it is named as paradigm shift in national security. I always call it, this is an impact on industry and society. Okay. What is the impact of rise of artificial intelligence? That is something we need to realize. So let's look at this. This guy, you know, we are there. On the backdrop is the Homo sapiens, the humans, right? We are there. And there is a guy coming up very fast on the background. And that guy, we call it artificial superintelligence. This is coming up. This is coming up very fast. We are living in an age, we call it an age of artificial narrow intelligence, or an age of machine learning. The machines are learning and they are doing certain things good. Okay? But very soon they will be surpassing us. And that is something where it will reach to a stage of, we call it superintelligence. So before we walk into that, let's try to look at some of the statements people have been making. Some of the very, very sane people have been making. Okay, people who are astrophysicists, who are business tycoons, educationists, writers, they have been making certain statements. So if you look at this gentleman, you know he is no more, Stephen Hawking, and he said that if you look at his statement, let me read that for you. Oh, it is only one way. So let us look at what he said. He said the development of full artificial intelligence would spell the end of human race. That is Stephen Hawking, right? This guy Tesla, you know him, right? Elon Musk. So Musk came out and said we are summoning the demon. हम राक्षस बुला रहे हैं. और जब राक्षस आता है तो क्या करता है? हमें खा जाता है, right? This is what he meant when he said we are summoning the demon. This guy, and actually you can buy his book, Nick Bostrom. His book is Super Intelligence. You are all on Amazon. This book is available. If you want to read more about AI, you should read that book. He said a Disneyland without children. So there will be a lot of collaterals and technology around us, but we will be not there, the children. Okay, so the world will be a Disneyland, but हम नहीं रहेंगे. Okay, James Barat is another writer. He said we have pulled the black ball out. We humans have been inventing things. We have invented a lot of things. Okay, all this technology has been invented by us. Now we have pulled the black ball out. And black ball का मतलब होता है एक ऐसी चीज जो हमारी ही खात्मा कर सकती. Okay, so we have pulled the black ball out, and he said our final invention, artificial intelligence is the end of human era. But I believe mostly on the last line, the physical extinction of human race is one possibility, that is one of it. That I believe in human resilience. I believe that our policies, our resilience, our technological upheaval, our thought processes, we humans will overcome this challenge. That when full artificial intelligence will be there, we will go extinct. That may not happen. It is a possibility, but that is a possibility we should realize and align with. That when AI will be there, ASI, probably we will go extinct as human beings. And these are very sane people. Let me take you to the another part of that. That if you believe that AI is not there, let me tell you, gentlemen, ladies, that AI is all around. Okay, at this point in time, the way we do politics, the way we shop, the way we do business, the way we travel, the way we socialize, AI is all around. Let me give you a few examples to make you understand. You know, if you look at that deal, the Trump became the president of America. He became president with a very, very thin margin. Okay, it was only 1,25,000, and it is attributed to Facebook AI. Okay, so Facebook is very, very strong in AI. If you are not aware of it, when you go and tag your photo, you upload your photo and when you tag it, you will see your name propped up when you are trying to tag. He knows exactly who you are, who is your husband or wife or parents, your kids, whoever it is throwing the names out because they are recognizing you, they are keeping a watch on you, they know what you are doing, what kind of post you are posting, what kind of post you are liking, what's your profile is, okay? They know every. And let me tell you, these companies like Facebook, Amazon, Google, they are sharing data. So even if you make a half a search on Google and don't press the submit button, you have not done the search, you have just typed what you wanted to search. Actually, Google takes it back. Okay? And they know exactly what your intentions were. Similarly, they are all sharing the data. They call it AI first strategy. So let's look at this. Before the election, a day before election, Facebook AI sent out a simple message to all those people who were right wingers. So in US, the right wingers, the parallel means people who were Trump supporters. Okay, so they knew exactly who are the right wingers, who has got a leaning towards Trump, and he sent out a message. The Facebook AI sent a message out, very simple. Your friends are going to vote, are you? And he put 12 thumbnails below. 12 photo उन्होंने नीचे लगा दिया. Everybody is comfortable with Hindi here, right? Okay, not an issue. So, 12 thumbnail उसने नीचे लगा दिया. Closest friend which Facebook recognized is the friend of you. Okay, and that message went out. It resulted, they say, it resulted into 3,75,000 additional people going out and voting for Trump. And that's the reason Trump became president of America with only 1,25,000 votes, and he took a lead only in 3 states. Okay, Pennsylvania, Michigan and Wisconsin. These are the 3 states he took a lead on. 1,25,000 वोट से माने समझ रहे हो जमानत जब्त हो जाती भारत में, right? It is such a thin margin. Otherwise, Hillary would have the presidency. Look at other examples. You know, Amazon. Abhi, you must have all bought from Amazon, right? Anyone is still there who has not bought from Amazon? कोई है? हाथ उठा ले भाई. So, Dr. Dilip, so he is from different era. So let's not. Right. That's the fact. He is from different era. So, so if you look from that, the Amazon does a business of $114 billion per annum, right? They out of that $114 billion, you know, 26 plus $37 billion odd, they spend on logistics and sending things to your home. So if you have bought on Amazon, you must have realized that when you go on Amazon and you like something, okay, what do? You like it and you put it in the cart, or you go and buy that item, right? You pay for it, and next day some other delivery guy will come, or probably in few days time, some delivery guy will come and deliver the thing. Now, if you have bought 5 things from them, okay, 5 different guys will come and deliver it. So the cost of logistics and the cost of fulfillment of theirs is around $57 billion odd. Out of $114 billion, 57 billion, 57 billion, they are spending in logistics only, on in fulfillment, right? That's a huge cost for them. घर सामान पहुंचाने के लिए they are spending $57 billion. So they are very big in AI. So they have got Alexa. Everybody knows what Alexa is, right? So right, so they have got Alexa. They have got a huge cloud which we call it Amazon Cloud or AWS. Okay. So on AWS, the cognification, okay, or cognitive services is huge one, okay, which they are leveraging. Now, the model which is today, that model is known as shop and ship. You buy and they will ship it to you. Now, they plan to change that model, leveraging AI. So, what they plan to do, leveraging AI, they plan to predict कि आप कल क्या खरीदने वाले हैं. They know what you are searching. They know what you are watching on Netflix. They know what you are watching on YouTube, right? What kind of ad you pause for. The YouTube, if you have not bought the premier one, the ad comes, right? Whenever you watch a video. And that ad, if you let it flow, it goes through it, so they know what you are exposed to. And some ads, they will give you after 3 seconds an option to skip, right? So they know, do you skip or you don't skip? So they know what kind of product you are liking, which is being thrown at you, what you are searching, what you are watching on Facebook, what you are watching on all the entities around you. And taking all that data, they can predict what you require tomorrow and what kind of buying pattern you have on Amazon, what kind of quality products you buy, what price range you buy. Okay, all that they will put together, and then AI will predict what exactly you are going to buy tomorrow. Now, what they plan to do is that in your society, only one guy will walk in the morning with hundreds of boxes of Amazon. Every door he will go and put that box and walk. तो दरवाजा पे बक्सा रखेगा और चला जाएगा. You will wake up, you will open the door, there will be an Amazon box in front of you, you will open the box and you will be amazed to find all those things you want to buy, be it milk or sabji or your mobile device or computers or any other thing which you have liked or you wanted to buy, that will be there. You will take out those things, rest, you will live in that box, and the same guy will come in evening, collect all the boxes and go away, and you will get billed for what you have taken away. Okay. So they plan to change the model from shop and ship to ship and shop. They will ship you first and then you will shop, right? That's a huge model change. You know, the cost of fulfillment or logistics, okay, they will bring it down by 1/3 what they are spending today. So from $57 billion odd, they'll bring it down to $20 billion. That is the power of AI they are trying to leverage. Okay, they are already doing the experimentation by them. The way we do business, you know, they took it, AI, they gave 114 companies startups. So tomorrow you guys, your young generation, you will definitely do more startups. So, and you are all worried about making your startup a unicorn, $1 billion company, right? So you all want to become a billionaire tomorrow. So you want to establish a $1 billion company, a unicorn. So what they did, they took 114 startups and they gave it to AI to predict that out of these 114 startups, who will become the $1 billion company tomorrow. The AI predicted 14 companies, out of 14, 5 actually became the unicorn. Now, you need to understand that we people, we humans, we do a single dimensional data analysis. हमें कोई दोस्त बोलता है तो हम शेयर खरीद लेते हैं, right? But you know what? AI does a multi-dimensional data crunch. जब उसे दिया गया इन कंपनीज के बारे में, तो what it will do, it will not only look at कि कंपनी की profitability क्या है, या somebody known is there or not in the startup founders, right? What it does, it goes back to all the people who has invested in it. वो कौन सी कंपनी है, उस कंपनी के डायरेक्टर्स कौन है, how much they have invested in how many startups, how many of them have been successful. Founders itself, what is their background, what kind of investment they have been doing it, how much committed they are in terms of search they are making, they are doing all the deliveries or meeting and defending their proposals and all. Lot of data, even weather data it will take it in and put all that data together, it will predict exactly who are the companies who are going to succeed. Okay, that is the power of AI. I'll tell you one very simple incident, the way we socialize or the way we travel. One of my colleagues, he lives in Bombay and he is the chairman of a very large 450 crore odd company in the United States. And I'll give you an example. He is a 70 years old gentleman. Okay, he's the chairman of a very large IT company. They do a lot of business in Northern America. And this gentleman was talking to his wife, and he has got a very smart home. Okay, a lot of Alexa devices and smart bulbs, and everything is controlled by AI, kind of. Okay, big house, and he was talking to his wife in his, he has put Alexa, and he was talking to his wife, and he said, "भाई हम लोगों ने तो पूरी दुनिया घूम लिया, नेपाल नहीं गए." Okay, one fine evening, he was talking to his wife. So let's plan to go to Nepal. Okay, COVID खत्म होने दो, उसके नेपाल जाएंगे. Next day he said, he reached office and he said that I opened my mailbox and there were mails in my mailbox which was talking about Nepal. Good hotels, packages, resorts, okay, travel plans, okay, all those mails were there and he was amazed and he said, oh my God, मैंने तो नेपाल कल ही बात किया है, right? आज वो सारे मेल्स आ रहे हैं मेरे पास में on Nepal, तो how come, who knows about it? Okay, so then he realized that Alexa is there in his bed. First thing he did, he went back, pulled the Alexa out and put it into the living room, right? They are listening to you then. Okay, your Alexa, your Siri, your phone, actually they are listening to you. You think that there is a wake up message like, hey Siri, and Siri will wake up. No, Siri is listening for hey Siri, right? So Siri is listening to a lot of other things which you are talking. Your Google Assistant is, they are taking that data, whatever you are talking, they are actually taking the data back and analyzing it. Okay? It may not be security risk, but be careful. But be careful then. Okay? They are listening to you. All the smartphones are being, my presentation is also going live. Okay? Without me knowing about it. So, so that is something which we need to know about. Now let's go to the other part of the AI. Okay, some serious thoughts. I always carry a narrative that as this technology matures, as AI will mature, we as an India as a nation state may not be. हम शायद जो भारतवर्ष जिसको जानते हैं वो कल के दिन एग्जिस्ट नहीं करेगा जब AI है वो मैच्योर हो जाएगा. Okay, and let's try to understand why I am saying it. You know, the great decoupling, if you look from this side, the human productivity, the labor, services, knowledge workforce, our productivity has been, that reached a peak in around year 2000 and now it is declining. What has happened is, all industry, I come from IT, so processes like ISO 27001, 9001, processes like Six Sigma, CM level 5, all that we implemented, right? Every company you will walk in today for your job, you will find either they are ISO certified company or they are a Six Sigma certified company or they are a CM level 5 company. So they are a certified companies, right? They have, through the processes, they have ensured that your productivity has reached the peak. 8 घंटा तुमसे काम में maximum productivity वो निकाल लेते हैं. That is what the all processes mean, right? But now those processes are going down. I mean, the productivity human beings are going down by 2000. Okay, but capital intensive productivity, where the productivity is based on robots. So if you walk into a Volkswagen factory in Munich, once upon a time they had 50,000 people working in their factory. They have been producing one car per 36 days odd, right? And these 50,000 people were doing what? They were making the car. But now if you walk into that factory, you will find there is a conveyor belt in the middle and there are robotic arms which are doing things. They are putting the doors, they are putting the wheels or putting the indoor glasses and everything, and the car is moving and robotic arms are putting things into it. And finally they are painting it up and everything and the car is ready. The productivity from 36 days odd one car, now it is being produced in only 3.6 days. And 50,000 people instead, there are only 5,000 people who are monitoring the entire process. Okay? Fail hota hai to badal diye. This is what they are doing, 5,000 people. So from 50,000 they have brought it down to 5,000. Okay, that's the capital intensive productivity. When I say the robotics implementation, so that capital intensive productivity is based on machines, software. You must have heard about the word like robotic process automation, okay, or DevOps. In IT industry, using robotic process automation and DevOps, we have automated a lot of things which were manual and operational in nature. Okay, so we have done that. That is software. So data, software, and machines. That this is going up. Okay. Now let's understand the second part. And the reason due to this, what has happened is the family income is plummeting now. Okay, our income is plummeting. The GDP or per capita income is plummeting of humans. जो हम कमाते हैं वो अब कम हो रहा होता जा रहा है, वो प्लमेट कर रहा है हमारे. Now what happens? Try to correlate. Today, if you look at 90%, 10% of the people in the world, people like Berkos, people like Bill Gates, these people have got 90% of the money in their hand. And people like us, 90% of people like us, we have got only 10% of the money. Adani, Ambani and all, these 10%, they have got 90% of the money in their hand. And rest 90%, we all have got only 10% of the money left in their hand. Okay? And this distribution is also true for countries. So countries like America, okay, they have got a $21 trillion economy. Country like India has got only $3 trillion economy. Though they have got 1/4 population of us. अगर हम 125 करोड़ है तो हमारे 1/4 है. They have got 1/8, specifically 4 times higher land area than us. And their total economy is $21 trillion. हमारी कितनी है? $3 trillion, right? अभी मोदी जी बोल रहे हैं कि 5 ले जाएंगे, बट है तो $3 trillion हमारे पास. That's our economy. China has got $14 trillion, by the way. So we are here. Okay, so due to this productivity, our family income and our income is plummeting. Per capita income is plummeting. Now, what I just said, that 90 and 10% ratio, with AI, the automation which AI brings, because AI-based automation will be much more smarter, and that automation will ensure कि ये जो पढ़ रहा है ना इनकम इनइक्वालिटी के जो पढ़ रहा है, ये पढ़ रहा में जो AI based automation है, that will ensure that only 1% of the population will have the 99% of the money in their hand, and 99% of the population will have only 1% of the money left in their hand. It will become acute. This income inequality will become acute, and there are 3 things which will happen. First, share in production. What will happen is that the skilled resources will get replaced first. People like you will get replaced first. Okay, because you are a high paid individual. When you walk into job, a lot of money has to be given to you, right? अच्छा salary मिलता है, right? All MBA लोग कर रहे हो ना, right? अच्छा salary मिलता है. So you will get replaced first. There in production of robotics will be much more higher. AI-based intelligent or smart people or cyborgs or humanoids or androids, they will have more share of that, will get replaced. And this will be much more true in developed nations, in countries like US, because the salaries of these skilled individuals are much more higher than India. We have got a cost arbitrage involved. Our salaries is probably 1/10 of what they get there in US. If they will get $100,000, you get only probably $10,000-15,000 as a startup, right? As a starting point. So first thing will happen, the skilled resources will get replaced by robots and all. Okay, AI. The second, the investment flows. Now, any company in US, because the skilled resources will be replaced by AI or AI-based androids, what will happen? They will ask India, coming back to us, they will ask us that in your factory, how much automation you have achieved? And you will say, hey, I've got 50% automation. They will no, we will not invest in you. You need to reach to 80% of automation, then only we will put money into you. So the thing which we believe that 42.5% population in India is the young people, okay, and this labor which we have, that's the pool which may start proving to be a pain to us. वो श्राप बन जाएगा हमारे लिए, जो young population हमारे पास है, वो श्राप बन जाएगा हमारे लिए, utility खत्म हो गई. Now, if you look from this, I'll not delve deeper into it, but this is the Gartner hype cycle. You know Gartner, right? Forrester, Gartner, these are companies. They are companies. You can do a Google. They actually predict what is happening in technology. A lot of these technologies, which are all AI-based technologies, actually they are into trough of disillusionment at this point of time. So what happens? There are 2 cycles in Gartner hype cycle. They say any technology, when it reaches to a certain level of maturity, companies want to adopt it. And when they are not able to adopt it because they have not got skilled manpower to adopt it, they get disillusioned. Okay, they are disappointed. So we call it a trough of disillusionment. But that means also another part, that companies are asking for it, they are implementing it, they are looking for it. And then this same technology comes out of drop of disillusionment because a lot of investment is happening into it, and they start rising into the plateau of productivity. Okay, and see some of the Alexas and all, they're already on the plateau of productivity. Okay, so by 2024, every company on this planet Earth will have AI technologies operationalized. जब तक तुम लोग वॉक इन करोगे और मैच्योर करना चालू करोगे, काम करना चालू करोगे, तब तक सारी कंपनी AI बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट्स एंड एप्लीकेशन यूज करती होगी. And I'll tell you what kind of companies they will be. Okay, so you guys, it becomes very imperative for you to understand this and start adopting these technologies and understanding quickly if you want to excel in your job. Revenue, if you look from the perspective from AI by 2025, we are in 2022, right? By 2025, the revenue of AI-based technologies will be around $35 billion. Okay, so much of dhanda will be around AI technologies, or we say AI emerging and foundational technologies, AI EFT technology. Okay, there are a lot of other technologies surrounding it, like blockchain is there, IoT is there. Okay, robotics is there. So a lot of quantum computing is coming up very fast. So these technologies are there. So let's try to understand what AI is. Okay, what AI is. So when you do Google of AI, a lot of words will get thrown out. Words like machine learning, ontology, neural networks, planning, all these natural language processing, perception, cognitive systems, they are all AI. These all words define actually AI. Okay. But if you look to try to understand AI, there are two kinds of AI. One AI where we humans are still making the decisions. Okay, and another AI where they are making the decisions without our interference. Okay, so one, we humans are still in the loop and we are making the final decision. The another AI is no humans in the loop. We are not making any decision, AI is making it. So first let's look at the human in the loop. These AIs, there are two kinds. One is assisted intelligence and another is augmented intelligence. Assisted intelligence, where we are not making, we are making decisions, but they are assisting us and they are hardwired and specific systems. And then adaptive, the augmented intelligence, where they are augmenting us, we are making the final decision, but AI is also learning with us. Let me give you an example to make you understand that. You take a flight from Bombay to New York, there is a direct flight. When you will be on the flight path, what you will find that after the flight has reached 35,000 feet odd, what will happen is the pilot will come. You will put the plane on autopilot and he will come. Okay? And he will start having coffee or chit chat with the passengers, all that he will start doing. And plane is being flown by what? An autopilot, right? Autopilot is an assisted intelligence at this point in time. All these Airbus, Boeing planes and all, they have got AI-based autopilot which has been learned into simulated environment, but उससे आगे वो सीखता नहीं है. Okay, so they are assisted, hardwired. It knows how to fly them. Now suddenly imagine a UFO. You know what UFO is, right? So एक UFO आ जाता है सामने. Okay, एक unidentified flying object आ जाता है. Now autopilot will do what? He doesn't know how to handle this situation. So he will raise an alert, a siren. Probably the pilot, the human pilot will rush back. He will sit, he will take over the control. The pilot will take over the control. And he does certain things like he will bring the plane down or he will turn it around and he will, whatever he does to avoid that UFO. Okay? Or change the path of the flight path or whatever he will do, he will tackle it. Right? And after that, UFO is gone. He will again put it to autopilot. He will again come out and start having his coffee. ठंडा हो चुका होगा कॉफी तब तक, लेकिन वो आ जाएगा बाहर वापस पीने के, right? So that is, but AI जो प्लेन को ऑटो पायलट चला रहा था, it has not learned anything. That is a hardwired one. That is an assisted. It goes on doing things again and again and again and again, but it doesn't learn. Now let's imagine second. These systems, assisted intelligence is being now replaced by augmented adaptive system or augmented intelligence. So they are doing an experimentation. So the pilot rushes back. The alert is raised. UFO is there. He rushes back. He handles the scenario, and suddenly you will find that he has handled it, come out, and AI is keeping a watch. उसने देखा है कि जब यूएफओ आया तो पायलट ने क्या किया, एंड ही हैज लर्न फ्रॉम इट. ओके, probably next time when there is a UFO, he will not even raise an alarm. He will handle it. He will change the path or whatever the pilot did last time. He will do it. Okay, and so that is an adaptive system. That's an AI again, but it's learning. Okay, it is learning in the process, keeping a watch on it. Let's go to the right hand side where we humans are not in the loop. The automation is the pure old industrial automation. I'll give you an example of that Munich factory. Okay, robotic arms are there doing their job, so putting screws or putting the doors or putting the wheels and all those things, they are doing it, right? They are human written code. We have written those codes, right? So we call them linear algorithms. They are linear. Okay, they don't know. They are idiot boxes. उनको अगर screw लगाना सिखाया तो केवल screw ही लगाता है वो. Okay, but then that is happening currently. So there is an industrial age-old industrialization or automation which is there. That is adaptive, hardwired. The second on adaptive systems is the autonomous intelligence, and that is the fear factor there. So you know what is the autonomous intelligence? If you know the autonomous car, do you know about autonomous car? Recently, it actually killed. Yeah, anything? Anybody said anything? Absolutely, ma'am. You are so perfectly all right. गाड़ियां खुद चल रही है. तो वो जो गाड़ियां हैं autonomous vehicles, they are level 3 already. Okay, and very soon they will be level 5. वो Uber जैसा है. फोन करोगे या भेजोगे जैसे Uber में करते हो, ओला में करते हो, गाड़ियां आ जाएगी, बाहर में आ जाएगी खुद और तुमको लेने के लिए. It is doing pizza delivery. It is ferrying people from one place to another. They have been licensed on USA streets. Okay, and developed nations, they have already licensed, and they are doing pizza deliveries already. You go and hit YouTube, you will find it out. You will see that they are delivering pizzas and all. Okay, they are ferrying people from one place to another. They are autonomous intelligence. It recently killed a lady actually, a cyclist in US. The autonomous vehicle actually collided with her and she died. So it was a big issue that अब किसको टांगना है. ड्राइवर रहता तो कुछ मारपीट कर लेते. लेकिन अब क्या? समझे? वो मैन्युफैक्चरर को मारेंगे हम, गाड़ी को टांग देंगे हम. So all those debates are going on. And that debate is known as the ethical debate or cartwheel problem. I'll explain that. Cartwheel problem. कभी ये कि भाई हम लोग क्या करेंगे अब इस सिनेरियो में जब गाड़ियां खुद चल रही और एक्सीडेंट हो गए. But that's an autonomous intelligence, and we are all worried about autonomous intelligence, जहां पे वो डिसीजन खुद कर रहा है, सीख रहा है और डिसीजन खुद ले रहा है. Okay, let's go quickly to. So I talked about now at this point of time, and initially when I started, that we are applied AI on Gartner Hype Cycle is also already on the slope of enlightenment. Industries are making it operationalized. But there is a technology, the next level technology, we call it artificial general intelligence. It is coming up very fast. They have been, innovation figures has already been applied for, and I'll explain what it means. So artificial general intelligence is coming in, and when I say general intelligence, it is equal to us. Okay, हमारे बराबर में जब खड़ा हो जाएगा तो उसको हम जनरल इंटेलिजेंस. Okay, just like human, it will become sentient, just like human. We'll start appreciating sunset, और हम लोग भी ना देखते हैं सनसेट या ग्रीनरी एंड ऑल, सो वी आर गेट सो इलेटेड, कितना खुश होते हैं, राइट? आज हमारा कैंपस देखने में यू गेट सो हैप्पी अबाउट इट. यू आर इन द नेचर, राइट, लिविंग विद द नेचर. सो दैट इज AGI. It's a sentient being. So we are living in an age, we call it a narrow intelligence. So let's understand what is the differential between the narrow intelligence and general intelligence. Artificial narrow intelligence and artificial general intelligence. So narrow intelligence, how many of you are, anybody from computer science background? Okay, no computer science background. So you know what relational database systems are? Structured data. My name, my phone number, my PIN code, these are structured data. Okay, so any application today, software application, they leverage what? They leverage structured data. Your websites and all, they leverage structured data. So AI today, which is there on the narrow intelligence AI, it leverages structured data. Okay, but we humans, we don't operate upon structured data, right? We operate upon unstructured data, and your unstructured data consists of the tactical, right? The olfactory organ, सूंघने की शक्ति, the hearing capability, right? The taste buds and the vision. यही ना 5 ज्ञानेंद्रियां हैं, right? These are the 5 unstructured data sets we operate upon and make our reality. इसमें से एक भी चला जाता है हमारा, hearing capability चली गई या अंधे हो गए हम. We are known as दिव्यांग और अपंग हो जाते हैं हम. Our reality is gone, right? We are not able to operate. तो हमारे जो 5 unstructured data set है, similarly AI जो है general intelligence, it will operate upon unstructured data just like that. Second, the narrow intelligence, अगर उसको हवाई जहाज उड़ाना सिखा दोगे और कल के दिन उसको बोलोगे गाड़ी चलाना सिखा रहे हो ऑटोनमस व्हीकल में, तो वो हवाई जहाज उड़ाना भूल जाएगा. ओके, दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल इट द कैटास्ट्रोफिक इन्फरेंस. ओके, द कैटास्ट्रोफिक इन्फरेंस और कैटास्ट्रोफिक फॉरगेटफुलनेस. इन एआई पैरेलल वी कॉल इट कैटास्ट्रोफिक फॉरगेटफुलनेस. यानी जिस एल्गोरिथम एआई ब्रेन को हमने गाड़ी चलाना सिखाया और हवाई जहाज चलाना सिखा रहे हैं, तो वो गाड़ी चलाना भूल जाए. बट वी डोंट डू दैट. We humans don't do that. If we have learned how to swim early childhood, or we have learned how to cycle, okay, today only, after 20, 30, 40 years, somebody gives you a cycle, you are able to do driving. अगर किसी ने पानी में धक्का मार दिया तो swim कर लो, because you know, after 30 years also, 50 years also, you will be able to. So we don't forget. AI forgets. The current AI, the narrow intelligence, forgets. Okay, so these are two differential. One is the catastrophic interference or catastrophic forgetfulness, भूल जाने की कुवत है, narrow intelligence. और दूसरा unstructured data set पे ऑपरेट करने की कुवत है जो हमारे अंदर. We don't forget and we operate upon unstructured data. That is what general intelligence is. And from general intelligence, very soon it will move to artificial super intelligence level, and that is level of collective human intelligence. पूरी दुनिया के human brains को एक जगह ले आओ, सारी किताबें जो लिखी उसको सब एक जगह ले आओ, और जो इंटेलिजेंस उससे सुपीरियर होगा उसको हम सुपर इंटेलिजेंस. ओके, दैट इज द सुपर इंटेलिजेंस एंड इट इज ऑलरेडी डूइंग इट. सो आवर ब्रेन ह्यूमन, वी आर मेड ऑफ स्पेशियल मैथमेटिकल एबिलिटी, म्यूजिकल एबिलिटी, राइट, इंटरपर्सनल, बॉडी किनेस्थेटिक, लिंग्विस्टिक. दीज आर डिफरेंट इंटेलिजेंस ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग और हमारे सबके पास है. ये गाना भी हम गा लेते हैं, कोई अच्छा गाना गाता है, कमजोर खास कोई बाथरूम में गाता है, राइट. दिस इज द ओनली डिफरेंस. किसी को सुरताल का ज्ञान है, नहीं है उतना ज्यादा, बट गाना गाने सबको आता है. दैट इज द म्यूजिकल इंटेलिजेंस. वी हैव गॉट स्पेशल इंटेलिजेंस. अगर यहाँ से निकलेंगे दूसरे रूम में जाना है या क्लासरूम 1 में जाना है, वी नो हाउ टू गो देयर, नेविगेट आवर पाथ. दैट इज अ स्पेशल इंटेलिजेंस वी हैव गॉट, राइट, फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर. बट यू नो गूगल मैप, व्हिच इज अगेन एन एआई बेस्ड टेक्नोलॉजी, दे आर गाइडिंग crores of people every day, right? I came today from using Google Maps. So we are using Google Maps. करोड़ों लोग use कर रहे हैं on a daily basis. It also not only leverages you from one point to another point, it tells you also that how much time you will take and it predicts, right? कि 2 घंटा 30 मिनट लगेगा, आप पहुंच जाइएगा वहां. Second, it also tells you कि कहाँ पे ट्रैफिक और कहाँ पे ट्रैफिक नहीं है. रेड, ग्रीन, येलो में वो दिखाता है, right? So they are doing this. AI is better than us. वो केवल खुद को गाइड नहीं कर रहा, वो करोड़ों को गाइड कर रहा है. So they are much more intelligent than us already. So slowly in mathematical ability, calculators were much more faster than us, right? AI की बात ही छोड़ दो, calculators were much more faster than us. So they are doing all these jobs, and combined and complex brain will actually take us to the AGI level. So AGI is coming, gentlemen. Microsoft has invested $1 billion in a foundation like us, which is known as OpenAI. It has given $1 billion to develop general intelligence technology. And recently, OpenAI has launched GPT-3, General Purpose Technology 3. Okay, and that is so powerful. It has been trained on 147 billion parameters. It is so powerful that if you will give him a word, it will write the entire book for you. एक शब्द दोगे और बोलोगे भाई साहब किताब लिख दीजिए, वो किताब लिख सकते. It is such a powerful technology. They have already developed. And you can actually access it on Microsoft Azure cloud. So they have commercialized it. On Microsoft Azure, you can access GPT. So they are all around us. They are playing the role of a chef. कुछ रेस्टोरेंट हैं, वहाँ जाओ और अपने मोबाइल से ऑर्डर कर दो AI को कि भाई चिकन चिली फ्राइड राइस खाना है. I mean मेरे दिमाग में वही आया है. So and it will cook the food for you, right? It knows about 100 million recipes. Okay, 100 million recipes you can order, and AI will cook that food for you and bring it on the table. Okay, Okay, so it's playing a role of a chef, a soldier, and quality inspector, a driver, autonomous vehicle, translator, kind. Lot of things they are playing all around us, playing all these roles already. One thing we should be also careful about. So the narrative which we have been carrying, we call it intuitive AI. You know what? AI has walked into innovation cycle. It is designing things. It is researching and designing things. This is a project which they did it. They call it dream catcher. उन्होंने क्या किया? They took a car and put 400 IoT sensors into that car and drove it and collected 4 billion parameters when this car was being driven. They took that data. They also took at how the cars has been designed across the globe and दोनों को उन्होंने एक AI को दिया और बोला कि एक नया चेसिस बना के दो. AI ने एक नया चेसिस बनाया. And if you look at that chassis is very close to a bird skeleton, right? You know what the difference is? And that what AI has achieved is very safe, very lightweight and very safe. And the biggest differential was, you know what? In current chassis, if you look at, कभी देखोगे गाड़ी के chassis में, तो उसमें हम humans drill करके छेद बनाए थे, छेद बना रहता है, और उससे तार जाता है, हेडलाइट का तार पीछे आके हमारे स्विच में लगेगा, ओके, पीछे से हेडलाइट का तार उसी से हम ला के लगाते हैं, जब गाड़ी बन जाती है. But what AI did was, it put it like our nervous system. वो हड्डी के अंदर ही उसने बना दिया ये सारे तार जाने का रास्ता. Okay, that is what it did. They leveraged this. This is a new branch now known as Computational Engineering. So they leveraged that data set, and now they have produced a car. They call it Zinger 21C. It's a very safe car, pretty fast, and this car is also being manufactured in augmented unit. It is all 3D printable. All the components are 3D printable. AI prints it, and AI is also responsible for producing it. Okay, they plan to bring from 36 days to 3.6, which this was achieved by them, Volkswagen. Now they plan to achieve it to 3.6 days, to 3.6 hours. वो 3.5 घंटा में एक गाड़ी produce करते, Zinger 21. So AI has walked into innovation cycle, and there will be no catching up there. हमारी जरूरत, अगर innovation में AI काम करेगा, तो हमारी जरूरत खत्म हो जाएगी, right? Because it's better than us, proving to be better than us. It's already doing it. So if you look at, we humans can work on 5 technologies: mobile, cloud, big data, 3D printing, renewable energy, Internet of Things and all. But it can work on hundreds of technology in the same given point of time. Okay, so that is what AI will be capable of doing it. All transformational technologies, if you look at, by 19 onwards, is all AI based. Okay, all predictive analytics, foresight, preventive maintenance. These are the technologies which is ruling the roost. Now let's try to understand a little about this. Okay, before I proceed ahead, let's try to understand this part of the game. You know, Industrial Revolution 1.0, it happened due to steam. हाथ के कारण हुआ था, and we were not party to it. So we were not party to this revolution. It happened in Europe, and they made railway engines, they made steam ships, they made machine guns, and you know what was the resultant? Resultant was that we were slaves for 200 years. हम गुलाम थे 200 साल, right? This was due to the Industrial Revolution 1.0. 2.0 happened due to electricity. And they created two kind of, it was the great divide. The developed nations like US and all, and underdeveloped countries like us. Okay, we are now developing nations, right? But we were underdeveloped countries. So that created great divide. 3.0, Industrial Revolution 3.0, it happened due to computing. That is where we caught up in. And today we are producing $287 billion odd dollars worth of IT exports. We have got 3.5 million people employed into IT sector, right? That is there today due to the computing. And now they have woken to the fact that Indians are also smart people. So I remember I was in US, in Atlanta, in Alpharetta actually, it's near to Atlanta, 40 miles. And I went to take a house, and there was a lady, and her name was Mary. Okay. So I remember her, she was very poor. So she asked me, Mr. Lal, where are you from? So I said, I am from India. And then she asked me, what do you do? So I said, I am a software engineer. And she said, oh, you are a smarty. So that time I didn't realize it, but later on in US I realized that smarty is a slang, and it means two things, gentlemen. One is you save better, you earn better, and you save better. Obviously, you live a good life too, right? So that is what I realized. He said smarty, and you are welcome. And that was a white community. Amli Apartments in Alpharetta was a white community. So they do have certain racism still left out with them, a lot of racism, where they don't allow blacks to come or browns like us to come into their community. Okay, so they're all white people. So they allowed me to be there, and I took a lot of other browns also there later on. So that is the computing world. They started realizing the Indians are smart people. Now the revolution which is happening is industrial revolution 4.0, and if we are not going to be party to this, gentlemen, we are looking at a perpetual service. जो दुनिया आ रही है, वो दुनिया में हम एक परमानेंट गुलामी की ओर देखेंगे. हमारे पास सब कुछ होगा. You will have autonomous vehicle to carry you from one place to another. You don't have to pay. You will have food on the table. IBM calls it precision agriculture. So AI is involved in sowing the seed, in putting the right kind of nutrients and water, growing the seed up, right, growing the plant, ripping it, processing it, cooking the food, and serving it on your table. All AI will do. That's the precision agriculture. Everything will be AI done. Food will be on your table. सब कुछ रहेगा. घूमने का, खाने का. One thing will be not left out to you, gentlemen, and that is what decision making. वो तुम्हारे पास नहीं होगा. कोई और करेगा decision. So we'll be looking at a perpetual servitude. Have you seen Matrix? Right. You need to see it again. Okay, and look at from that perspective. That's the perpetual servitude. We will be no more. Because we will be not required. Now, if you look at, let's try to understand why I am saying, okay, and how it will become possible. You know, our brain, and that is something which we need to realize. The human brain, it does 26 quadrillion computations per second. हम 26 quadrillion computations per second करते हैं at a speed of 120 meter per second. Hunan 1, which is a Chinese supercomputer, it does 32 quadrillion computations per second. Okay, at a speed of light. So you can say a human brain can be put into silicon brain because we do only 26 quadrillion computations per second at a speed of 120 meter per second. And the supercomputer China has got Hunan 1. Hunan 1 does 32 quadrillion computations per second at speed of light. No, then, because the comparison ends here. Right, the comparison ends here. We need only this much space. और मेरा खोपड़ी तुम लोग को ज़्यादा दिखाई देगा. Right, the cranial. This cranial, it does 26 quadrillion computations per second. It requires only this much of space. And second, we consume only 20 watts. हम 20 watt ही consume करते हैं, small battery के बराबर energy consume करते हैं. But Hunan 1 needs 724 square meter space. अगर बॉम्बे पैरेलल्स में हम बोले तो 2 bedroom apartment 1000 square feet का 2 bedroom apartment 7 चाहिए उसे. Okay, 7 bedroom and 2 bedroom apartment. Second, it consumes 24 megawatts, which is equal to a small city. Okay, so technology is still not there, but there is a technology which is, we call it innovation trigger, which is coming in. That's known as quantum computing. So if you look on the innovation triggers for AGI, artificial general intelligence, here is quantum computing. With all other technologies like human augmentation, brain-computer interface, connected devices, effective computing and all, there is a quantum computing. So let's try to understand why I am saying it. Why quantum computing? So quantum annealer at this point of time, okay, 100 bits. You know, recently Google came out, you must have read about it. Google claimed quantum supremacy, right? They had a quantum computer which was only 72 qubits, okay, and they claimed quantum. IBM has got a quantum computer, Google has got a quantum computer, and a small firm, Regity, it has come out with 128 qubits quantum computer, okay, recently. And these are known as quantum annealers. 100 qubit quantum computers are known as quantum annealers. And it is so powerful that tomorrow, if this laptop which I am using today, somebody gives me a quantum laptop, then this laptop and a quantum laptop, the differential will be 100 million times. यानी अगर हमारे पैरेलल्स में हम बात करें तो 10 करोड़ लैपटॉप ले लो, ऐसे लैपटॉप 10 करोड़ और उनको अगर एक लैपटॉप में डाल दो, that will be the quantum laptop. इतना powerful होगा वो. 100 million times, 10 crore गुना, right? In other parlance, if you look at, there was a statement which was given to, if it was given to quantum computer, it resolved that in 7 seconds. 7 seconds उसने resolve कर दिया था. अगर same statement was given, the computational statement was given to a supercomputer, it would have taken 475 years. उसे 450 साल लगता उस calculation को करने में. And quantum computer कितने देर में कर दिया? 7 seconds. And these quantum computers are near, these we call them quantum annealer. Very soon we'll have 500 qubits of quantum computers, analog quantum, which will be equal to all the computational capability which is there today. जितने क्लाउड है, सर्वर्स है, ये सारे जितने सबको मिला दो, तुम्हारे मोबाइल डिवाइसेस, लैपटॉप, कंप्यूटर, सबको मिला दो एक जगह, उससे ज्यादा पावरफुल होगा ये 500 क्यूबिट वाला जो क्वांटम एनालॉग क्वांटम. एंड वेरी सून दे विल क्रॉस ओवर टू 100,000, 1,00,000 क्यूबिट्स के क्वांटम, which will be the most powerful in universe. Okay, so the technology is moving into that direction. That means that जो same Hunan 1 है, it will jump by how much? It will jump by 100 million times. 10 करोड़ गुना उसकी capability बढ़ जाएगी. Then a human brain which does 26 quadrillion computations per second can be mapped easily into silicon, right? That's the reason quantum becomes so much critical. And सबसे मजेदार जो है, you'll see this. All on this quantum computing, none is an Indian company. एक भी भारतीय कंपनी नहीं है. Be it on quantum encryption, quantum hardware, quantum computing, quantum software, none is an Indian company. एक भी startup Indian company नहीं. Okay, we are not there, gentlemen. We are not part of Industrial Revolution 4.0 at this point. So the prediction is by 2025, 23 odd will be equal to the human brain, and by 25 odd will be surpassing the human brain capacity. So all collective human intelligence will be surpassing. So the technology which is equal to us is already there, gentlemen. It is, we are very near to it, not us, but we as a human, right? They are pretty close to that. Every stream of science and knowledge is mapped now by AI. Okay, be it psychology, mathematics, biology is mapped. We are doing coding today, so we are a symbolic world. Very soon we are putting up the AI algorithms into it, and we will move to a sub-symbolic world where all software will be AI-based code. So we have written codes around 8 billion lines of code. You must have heard about ERP, supply chain management, CRM, all these softwares, internet, website, all these software which we have written, all these software will get replaced by AI algorithms or subroutines, which will be by 8 billion lines coming decade. Okay, in coming decade, they'll be all get replaced by AI. All software will be AI. So the prediction is by 2030, we will not get licenses, right? Just like you have to apply for license, like you want to keep a gun, you have to apply for it and take a special permission from government, right? Same thing is going to happen to the driving. Autonomous vehicles will be there, and you will not get license to drive. You have to apply for a special license to drive. That is the prediction by 2030. So the technological singularity, it is inevitable, gentlemen. They are already running faster and better than us. They are making a backtrip. I'll show you some videos. They are making a backtrip, and the Moore's law, I hope you know about Moore's law. It is going to be broken now by quantum. It is already done. It will be, so the Moore's law always talked about the technology becomes much more miniaturized every year and much more faster, double faster every year. It becomes more faster and more smaller. Okay, that was Moore's law. It was true for last 200 years, but AI is taking over and quantum is taking over. If you look from the human parity where we are today, kahan pe pahuncha hai AI? Let's look at that. We will not need your access data anymore. Okay. So what is happening? You must have heard about this Pegasus thing, right? That they went into your mobile phone and took your data away and all those things. A lot of Bola was there. It is not needed anymore. They will just put up an AI algorithm into your mobile device. It will keep and watch. और एक दिन वो एक सिग्नल भेज देगा गवर्नमेंट को कि ये भाई साहब देशद्रोही बन गए. Whatever action item it can generate, but it will generate a similar action item. ये जो कॉल वॉल कर रहे हैं, ये फोटो देखते हैं, लाइक वाइक करते हैं, ये देशद्रोही हो गया ये. Okay, so AI will generate that signal now. can learn one thought. If the, this diagram which is there, if you give it to AI, AI can read any digit, anybody who writes 0 to 9 in whatever way, AI can recognize it by only seeing at this. This is one thought learning. I talked about GPT-3, right? So it is already there, gentlemen, trained on $147 billion parameters. And most importantly, if you look from that, this is very interesting. Okay, and you need to know about this. 2015, Lee Sedol, he was the Go champion. Have you heard about Go? Anybody? Go game? It is much more complex than it's played in South Korea, Northern Korea and China. It is a very, very complex game. In every move you make, there are 200 million parameters or options which get created. So it is very, very complex than chess. Okay, people always said that AI cannot defeat a Go champion. 3,000 years old game, it cannot be defeated. That was the prediction. 2015, Lee Sedol Go. There was a game developed by a company known as DeepMind in UK. It defeated Lee Sedol, who was a world champion. Okay, and people actually woke up to that fact in 2015 that AI has become so powerful. Then Google bought that company, DeepMind. Okay, they developed AlphaGo, and AlphaGo learned from Lee Sedol Go, the Go game, right? Lee Sedol Go, let's call it Lee Sedol. AlphaGo learned from Lee Sedol Go. It never played with any human being. It is actually an alien. Okay, and today we cannot win from AlphaGo. So the probability from winning from Lee Sedol Go, AlphaGo, was 4% for human beings. यानी 100 गेम में 4 हम जीत सकते थे. But in AlphaGo, which learned from Lee Sedol Go, probability for us to win from it is 0%. We cannot win anymore. Okay, it is such a powerful technology. Now, why the heck they are developing it? It took 25 million to develop this kind of a game, and it learned only in 40 days. 40 दिन में वो Lee Sedol Go के साथ AlphaGo खेल के 0% probability पे humans को ले आया. Okay, so why the heck they are developing this kind of capability? When the war will be there, the balloon will be up, their commanders will be having access to this kind of technology to make their move, and our commanders will not have that, and our winning percentage and probability will be 0. Okay, that is the reason these kind of technologies are being developed. This is a game theory. I will not cover, but this tells us only one thing, gentlemen, that we have become intelligent to put our own space objects like satellites, and in last $13.5 billion, and we became intelligent on this earth due to casual entropy maximization. That's an MIT professor. He came out and said that we became intelligent due to entropy, that is second law of thermodynamics. We achieved a cognitive niche in this earth. आज हम बैठे हुए हैं, we are the most dominant species. We have transformed our terra. Okay, we are actually destroying our earth now. So we are there, and this cognitiveness, but it has happened due to the entropy or the second law of thermodynamics. भगवान ने हमें intelligent नहीं बनाया इसलिए. Okay, we have बन गए हैं, and now the software is becoming intelligent. So from DNA, from amoeba, we developed our human brain. We have become intelligent. Now digital transformation, which is happening today, so much of data we are generating, it will probably, we are looking at a biodigital fusion. Okay, we are looking at a biodigital fusion. That is the probability which is there. Will become AI will get achieved. The software will become intelligent and improve that. He wrote a software known as Entropica. So today there are a lot of technologies are being worked today, gentlemen. Let me take you quickly. Your brain will get downloaded, and that is known as emulation. So tomorrow you will have your counterpart known as your emulation on the cloud. वो तुम ही होगे. जब घर जाने लगोगे, वो जानता है कि तुम घर जा रहे हो और तुमको क्या खाने का मन कर रहा है. Okay, same chicken chili fries. And it will let you know at your home कि भाई साहब बना के रखिए इसको, बहन जी बना लीजिए, वही आ रहा है, वही खाएगा. Okay, he knows exactly how much temperature of AC you will like, what kind of drink you will want to have. Okay, and are you feeling frosty and all? So that's your emulation will be available in the cloud because your brain will get downloaded on silicon. They are working on, and this is the Medha, this IBM guy. He is actually working on a project for last 15 years. They call it a brain in a box by 2020. वो एक ब्रेन बना के बक्से में आपको देना चाहते हैं बाय 20 साल दे चुके होंगे, बन चुका है वो, बना चुके हैं वो, दे लिवरेज न्यूरोमॉर्फिक। Okay, so the tomorrow's computer they'll be judged by SOPs or SOP, synaptic operations per second, instead of flops, which we measure our computers and laptops today, floating point operations. They are developing seed AI. They are working on seed AI, gentlemen. Seed AI, when we take birth, जब हम जन्म लेते हैं तो हमारे पास 30% ब्रेन होता है. By 21 years, we gain additional 70% of the brain and become an adult, right? Now, this seed AI, this will also do the same thing. It will, the blocks will be 30% of brain and neuromorphic computing chip will be there, and next few days, it will have the rest of it. जो हम 21 साल लगता है adult होने में हमें, वो adult होने में 21 दिन लगेगा शायद. So it will become an adult in 21 days. We take how much? 21 years. They are developing this technology, brain and computer. It is already a reality. You can hit the YouTube and you will find it out. Quadriplegics and paraplegics are using it. BCI. Tomorrow you will not type. You will not do affective computing, voice and signal. So that will be not happening. You will think and computers are going to operate. That is a brilliant computer. These are the focus areas. We are not working. They are working. So AI takeoff is imminent. The intelligence explosion. Now let's try to understand why should we be afraid of it. Okay? हमें क्यों डरना चाहिए? So let's try to understand. You see this guy, right? The human. We operate between 90 to 140 IQ. Right? And Einstein was 140 IQ. और तुम लोग तो इंटेलिजेंट लोग हो, 120, 130 जरूर होगा तुम लोग का IQ लेवल. मेरा 90 है. That I know. So my wife, she always tells me that तुम्हें तो कुछ समझ में आता ही नहीं. तो सबकी वाइफ वही बोलती है. So I know I'm 90. Okay. So we operate between 90 to 140 IQ level, and then this is gorilla or chimpanzees. They have also got 30 to 40 IQ level. Now go to the nearest zoo. Okay. जब मौका मिले तो zoo चले जाना. And don't go to gorilla. Gorilla is very powerful. Go to chimpanzee. Okay. And try to explain algebra to him or trigonometric theorem to him. Okay. वो क्या करेगा मुझे नहीं मारेगा जरूर. So we people, we operate between 90 to 140 IQ level. We cannot explain any abstract science to the next intelligent beings which are 30 to 40. Right? Now go down on the intelligence staircase on this earth. Chicken is there. It is also have got an IQ of around 15-20 IQ. Okay. And what we do? Chicken chili, chicken tandoori, chicken malabari. I don't know what, man. So many names we have given it to it. करोड़ों में मार के रोज खा जाते हैं. And it is only 100 IQ level below us, right? 100 IQ level हमारे नीचे है. करोड़ों में रोज मार के खा जाते हैं. उसके नीचे और नीचे आ जाओ तो ants हैं, bees हैं, they are there, right? They do have an IQ level too. We are learning from them. We call it swarm computing or swarm intelligence. अगर Google करोगे तो समझ में आएगा how bees work together in a collaborative way. So drones are flying together in collaborative way. We are learning from them. Okay, from these ants and bees, we are learning from them. What we have done, इतना देर हो गया, एक मच्छर नहीं आया अभी तक. आया? एक मच्छर नहीं है, एक मक्खी नहीं है. We have just obliterated them from our life. Just obliterated them. Hit है, कछुआ छाप है. I don't know what else we have, right? We have obliterated. Now take this intelligence staircase and look at this. On this earth, the biological range of intelligence is this. This entire thing is here. The biological range of intelligence. When AGI will come, it will operate at 5,000 IQ level. When artificial superintelligence will come, it will operate at 12,500 IQ level. So any strategic thought process, any innovation, any invention which AI will do or ASI or AGI will do, we will not be able to appreciate. हमें तो बात समझ में आएगी ही नहीं. वो क्या बोल रहा है, क्या करना चाह रहा है, क्या thought process है, क्या leadership है उसका, right? And that is the fear factor there. And with that fear factor, the fear factor we call that as a cat. So that's the fear factor. We call that as perverse instantiation. Now let me try to explain to you that what is perverse instantiation. मान लो कल के दिन ASI बन गया which is equal to the collective human intelligence. We have created a technology and ASI super intelligence. कल के दिन में वो है अवेलेबल हो गया है and that is there. It's a oracle, right? We may go to him and हम जाके उसको बोलेंगे भाई साहब हमें भूख लगता है तो भूख का खत्म कर. And artificial super intelligence may think यार ये भूख किसको लगता है? ह्यूमंस को. तो अगर ह्यूमंस को खत्म कर देंगे तो भूख खत्म हो जाएगा. Now this is known as perverse instantiation. Okay, and that is the fear factor. कि हम उसको कुछ भी करने बोलेंगे, वो जिस ढंग से करेगा उसमें हमारा विनाश हो जाएगा. Right? And it is so easy to kill us. Right? COVID-19 में 2 साल तो हम लोग बंद रहे हैं. So we know how एक छोटा इतना वायरस कितना तबाही मचा सकता है. So that is the fear from ASI. Where we are today, so we humans have got 2 options: go extinct or become immortal, gentlemen. Right? And this pragmatic, if you look from the projection, they are much more closer what we are thinking of. So where we are today, we are here. We have initiated 2.5 million neurons on DeepMind technology. We call it the DeepMind. That is 2.5 million neurons. वो मच्छर के दिमाग के बराबर है. मच्छर के दिमाग के बराबर टेक्नोलॉजी आज इतना हैवॉक क्रिएट किए हुए है कि मेरे को प्रेजेंटेशन करना पड़ रहा है. Right? We will cross the rat brain very soon. And then we will cross the AGI, that is human brain, and then the collective human intelligence, that is artificial super intelligence, will reach there. Now, from AGI to ASI, the fear is it may happen in seconds, it may happen in minutes, it may happen because it's a computational capability which is already connected on the cloud. So once AI reaches cloud, it will replicate itself. Google is creating its own baby AI, right? And it is much more better than what we are creating. It is already there. You can hit Google and read about it. Google AI creating. So now I was talking about either we will go extinct or we will become immortal. तो अगर देखोगे हिंदू माइथोलॉजी में मजेदार बात है कि we have got 3 layers. Okay, one is Mano, then Devatas, and these Devatas has got all the human fallibility. अगर माइथोलॉजी पढ़े हो हिंदू माइथोलॉजी देखोगे नारद जी हैं, उनकी कहानियां फेमस है. इंद्र भगवान, उनकी कहानियां बहुत फेमस है. हनुमान जी, और then they had super power, right? और हमारे बीच में क्या डिफरेंस था? फॉलिबिलिटी तो हमारी थी सारी, लेकिन डिफरेंशियल क्या है? डिफरेंशियल था उनका सुपर पावर. हनुमान जी के पास गदा था, राम जी के पास में वो ब्रह्मास्त्र था, राइट? इंद्र के पास वज्र है. बट वी हैव नाउ इक्वल टू देम ऑन दैट फ्रंट, राइट? हमारे पास में फ्यूजन बॉम्ब है, एटम बॉम्ब है, तो ब्रह्मास्त्र है हमारे पास, स्टार वॉर से वज्र है हमारे पास, ओके, ICBM से IRBM से हमारे पास, सब कुछ है हमारे पास. तो देवताओं से हमारी डिफरेंशियल क्या बच गई है? एक ही चीज, उनके पास अमृत और हमारे पास अमृत नहीं है. तो वी एज एंड डाई, हम बूढ़े होकर मर जाते हैं. वेरी सून AI इंटरवेंशन इज देयर व्हिच विल हेल्प अस इन नॉट एजिंग एनी. हम जहां हैं वहीं रुक जाएंगे. एंड दैट टेक्नोलॉजी इज नोन एज क्रिस्टल. AI इज हेल्पिंग इन प्रेडिक्टिंग. So you know your DNA has got 700 million genomes. Okay, and we know we have already mapped it digitally. So we know which genome has to be impacted and which disease will go away. So Wolf syndrome can be treated now by taking your DNA out of 700 million genomes. We can cut it out using CRISPR technology, and those DNA which actually makes you die at 34 age of 34 Wolf syndrome, and then put the new DNA into your blood, and you will be a newborn. You will not die by Wolf syndrome. So we will take away diabetes, we will take away cancer and all other diseases. It's being worked upon. But we don't know how many more genomes has to be impacted so that you will stop aging. अगर aging रुक गया तो मौत नहीं आएगी हमें, right? So that is the technology being worked upon. We are trying to push to live forever, right? AI is helping us there. It will help us. We'll have a lot of collateral. Very soon, you will be not using your mobile devices or laptops anymore. These glasses will be there. So you know Apple is launching a glass. Google Glass you must have heard about. Apple Glass is in launch now, right? AR, VR. So all those three-dimensional technologies, you will be not doing ratify anything from books. You will experience things, gentlemen. जो रटने की बात है ना, यानी अकबर के बारे में रटना है हिस्ट्री में, तो अकबर को हम लड़ते हुए देख लेंगे बकायदा. So we will not forget it because we humans learn from experience. We don't forget from experience. समझे? So you will learn from experience, and that is so many collaterals will be there. We will pull the earth from red to green. That is going to happen. So AI ethics, it's a big thing, gentlemen. I discussed about, that is the whole thing about is good AI and bad AI. Can we teach AI our values? So I was talking about giving an example that a car or not a vehicle killed a lady, right? Let's take that example to understand this. This we call it a cartwheel problem. You are driving, okay? And now you have got your family members in the back end, and suddenly you find that your car brake has failed. Okay. Now there is a wall on the right hand side and two gentlemen walking on the left hand side of the pedestrian. They are pedestrians, so on. They are walking on the left hand side. उसके आगे एक मैदान है और अगर उनको मार के निकल जाओगे तो मैदान में बचना है, गाड़ी बच जाएगी, What you will do? क्या करोगे? दोनों को मार के मैदान में चले जाओगे या दीवार पे मार दोगे गाड़ी? क्या करोगे? दीवार पे मार दोगे। सब लोग ये एग्रीड ना? कि कुछ लोग ऐसे भी हैं कि मार देंगे। But you know what? The human value system is such that we will not do it. When we will be in that scenario and we have to take a decision, we will all hit the wall. We will not kill humans, right? That's our value system. So AI is being taught that kind of a value, okay? That humans cannot be touched, it cannot be killed, it cannot be harmed. Now that's a good AI, okay? Anyway, even in a loan processing AI based system, if it gives loan to a Punjabi and doesn't give loan to a Bengali, it is biased, right? And it happens because Punjabis are much more good in making business. No, I suddenly remembered it, right? So they are much more better in making businesses. Bengalis are not so good. So AI learns that data from the human fact and we call it a biased AI, a bad AI, right? So it has to look at all other data sets instead of get biased with those kind of data. It learns from that. So good AI and bad AI. Okay, so that is all a part of the ethics world and it is a big thing. Okay, tomorrow you guys are going to get challenged with the AI ethics of good AI, responsible AI, bad AI. Okay, it's all around that. So good AI, bad AI. Very interestingly, Upanishads are being touted in Austria that it can give us a mathematical model to make good AI. And Russia, the Sanskrit language is considered to be the most unambiguous language to talk to AI. Most unambiguous means Hindi, English, the language we speak is very ambiguous. तो 5 दोस्त तुम लोग बैठे हुए हो और एक ने बोला कि भाई उसके कान मारो तो उसको, ओके, यू नो कि ये जो बोल रहा है कि मारो तो उसका क्या मतलब है, ओके, हो सकता है तुम उसको मार भी दो थोड़ा सा, या हो सकता है तुम हंस के बात को उड़ा दो, राइट? यार यार ये तो मजाक कर रहा है, यू नो दैट इट इज व्हाट, राइट? इन व्हाट सिनेरियो, बट खुदा ना खास्ते तुमने एआई को बोल दिया कि मारो तो उसको तो टेटुआ दबा देगा. So, what AI is going to help us, gentlemen? We Homo sapiens, humans, are suffering from war, famine and disease, right? COVID, Ukraine war, famine, akal, baad, we are suffering from that. AI will help us from being Homo sapiens to reach to immortality, happiness and divinity. Make us what? Homo Deus, which is nothing but Devtas, right? And this is a very good book, by the way, Homo Deus, from Harari. You need to read that book, The Sapiens and the Homo Deus. Very good. So let us try to understand this before I'll be trying to take you to the end of my session. This is a strategic advantage. You know, we developed atom bomb. So, little brother, fat brother, just put it on Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and 1 million people, 10 lakh log mar gaye the in 5 seconds. They were burned to death in 5 seconds, right? 1 million people. And Japan kneeled down. It surrendered after this attack, right? So they immediately understood this is a decisive strategic advantage. And once they understood this is a decisive strategic advantage, what they did? They put up a non-proliferation treaty in place. We took 32 years to develop our own nuclear bomb. We did Pokhran in 1974, right? 32 साल लगा था हमें इस टेक्नोलॉजी को हासिल करने में. They developed ICBMs and IRBMs. They immediately know and they developed Star Wars satellites and they can attack you from any distance. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. They can put up a nuclear bomb on you without coming to your nation at all. So they understood this is a decisive strategic advantage. Once they realized this is a decisive strategic advantage, they put up a ban on cryogenic engines. You know, cryogenic engines is part of the rocket. So they put up a ban on cryogenic engines. It took 25 years for us to put our first rocket in space. Now they are developing Thanos, the singleton. You know Thanos, right? Arey wah. So you all know Thanos. So this is singleton. This is the super intelligence. They are developing this. Once it is developed, you know what will happen. We will be looking at perpetual servitude. Okay? So we need to become aware of that and we need to start playing into this area pretty quickly, gentlemen. Look at the top 100 startups. Top 100 startups are all in Northern America in AI. Okay? None of them are Indian companies, top 100 startups. China is catching up very fast. We are not the part of, so there will be no catching up, gentlemen, if you guys don't start startups in AI soon. Okay? Original startups, Nakal nahi. We are very good in Nakal. Okay, so investment breakup, maximum investment in AI is happening in IT industry. Others like government and all, they are making investment now, 2.3%, 1.63%, 1.8%. They are waking up to the fact maximum investment is happening at this point of time in IT sector. Every domain you walk into, it is impacted by AI now. Okay, be it automotive, be it manufacturing, be it healthcare, be it finance, be it banking, be it whatever. Okay, telecom, energy, all are impacted by AI in some degree or other. That's the green one, or dark green one are the highest degree ones. They are implementing real-time optimization, strategic optimization, predictive analytics, preventive maintenance, forecasting. All these are AI-based processes which they are putting it in place. So I will skip this, but only thing which I would like to bring it for you, all are AI-based technology which is automating telecom industry at this point of time. Two things it tells us only, this slide, that wherever there is an ROI and there is data available, AI is being implemented. So every problem is statement, any industry, if they have got a return on investment and the data is available, they are implementing AI. That is the lowest hanging fruit. Where the data is not available but the ROI is high, they are putting but the data access technology in place, okay, or accessibility. The data kaise acquire? Okay, they are doing that. So you will be walking into industries or companies, or be it government, be it academia, be it industry, we are calling them hyper-competitive digital enterprises. They will be acting on foresight instead of hindsight. वहाँ पे कुछ होने के बाद में SOP लिखेंगे नहीं होगा. They will predict things and act upon it. ये होने वाला है, it's prevented. Okay? So that will be a companies or industry or academia which will not operate on hindsight, it will operate on foresight. It will be declarative in nature instead of imperative. Moore's law will be replaced by new physics. Programming to training, in AI we train the world, from proprietary to programming, from central authority to distributed. This world you are all already watching. Social media you use, it's a distributed world, right? It's so powerful today. So many messages float and you are making decisions, you are changing government, you are impacting decision making a lot with social media now. That's a distributed world which is much more just and fair world. Okay, data will become an opportunity. So data is an opportunity because AI learns from data and leverages data. If you don't have an AI strategy, you are going to die in the world that is coming, gentlemen. That was David Wang from CEO of eBay. Right. Oh my God. See, आपके सामने बोला था. पहले बोला. After. I was very curious. But he said that. Okay. So that is very, very critical for us, gentlemen. What kind of jobs will be left out to us? Okay, jobs which can be optimized and there is no compassion, human compassion needed, those jobs will be gone. Truck drivers, hematologists, security guard, telesales, dishwasher, these all jobs will be gone from us. Jobs which will need creativity and strategy and compassion not needed, those jobs will be also not left to us. Jobs which need compassion and creativity and strategy, they are the only jobs left out to human beings. Okay? So be careful, gentlemen. Let's look at this. These jobs gone. These jobs gone. Some of the jobs from this gone. Probably elderly companion left out to us. So the next world, the world which is upcoming, Okay, the AI world, let's call it that way. AI will take away all jobs where creativity and strategy is not needed and compassion not needed. Where strategy is needed, humans will take assistance of AI. This job, optimized and compassion not needed, will be completely gone from us. Job which has the compassion needed certain degree but can be optimized, humans will be still there, but AI will assisted by AI a lot. Okay, and these jobs will still left to humans with obviously assistance from AI, augmented by AI. So below 60K per annum job, they are all at risk. No jobs for humans. Okay, cashiers, retail sales, these all jobs will be gone. Jobs like doctors and all, they will be still CEOs and all. They will be marketing or the merger experts. They will be still needed. Okay, so some jobs will be where a lot of creativity and strategy is needed. They will be still left out to us. And with AI, this bar will go up. This bar, the line, okay, which is on narrow intelligence, as we move to AGI, this bar will go up, up, and up. More jobs will be gone. And then probably we will get replaced someday. Right? So what we need to do, we need to become critical thinkers. We need to push the envelope. We need to naturally start living a naturally curious life. We should not get easily overwhelmed. And we should start loving math and science, gentlemen. Okay? नहीं करते हो प्यार तो करो. You know this gentleman, right? सब लोग जानते हो आज उसको, right? जेलेंस्की और क्या क्या उन लोगों को भी जानने लगे. So this guy, he came out and said, artificial intelligence is the future, not only for Russia, but for all humankind. It comes with colossal opportunities, but also threats that are difficult to predict. Whoever becomes the leader in this sphere will become the ruler of the world. These gentlemen are very clear. Read the last line, ruler of the world. So they are leveraging AI and developing AI to rule the world. Okay? Look at US. They are putting $3 trillion into AI. China is putting $147 billion into AI. China is already ahead. They are publishing more papers and IP library on AI than US. More investment is happening in Northern America and US. Okay, on AI. And this is an emerging new world order, gentlemen. You go to a site which is known as Partnership on AI. Okay, companies like Google, companies like Apple, IBM, Microsoft, they have met hands and they have adopted a strategy. They call it AI first strategy. हम जो भी करेंगे AI को आगे रख के करेंगे. This is what they are doing. They have met hands. These companies never used to look eye to eye. They used to sue each other. So suddenly what has happened? Why they have met hands? Okay, and created partnership on AI. This is the new world order. You know the Apple revenue is larger than the 17th country in this world. दुनिया के 17वें देश से ज्यादा पैसा कमाता है Apple. They are big MNCs. Okay, we are looking at a future, so much of investment happening into AI space. तुम लोग टायर्ड हो गए, डर गए, नहीं ना? ठीक है, नहीं मैं बंद कर दूं अपना प्रेजेंटेशन इससे पूछ रहा था. I can continue for few minutes, right? Okay. So India, I believe, okay, we have got all the right things, gentlemen. We are standing on the biggest opportunity of the century. We have got everything. Okay, population, GDP factor, per capita income. We can train people, retool them, reskill them. We have got 3.5 million people, IT people working into IT. We can retool them, reskill them. You are the people who can be very quickly retooled on and reskilled on AI. Okay, so we should do that, and that's the reason I say we are standing. On Vitti, what we do is we partner with all these technology firms, academia also. We are partners to IIT Roper, we are partners to leadingai.com, Pune Management Associations, a lot of academic institutions and all, and technology companies like KPMG, Grant Thornton consulting firms, and technologies like Lex, Spotify and all, IBM, Microsoft and all. We work on AI. Okay, that is what we do, gentlemen. We develop AI ecosystems, AI innovation hubs and ecosystems, and exchanges which talks to industry in hub and spoke model and bring projects to academia to AI innovation hubs. That is where we feel that you can be trained and reskilled on AI very fast. Okay, you need help, and that is the help we bring on the field. We have developed a lot of curriculums and courses which actually augmented B2 business to academia, business to business, business to community, business to government. We are hand-holding everything. We call that AI for all. Okay, and that is how the motto should be. We work on multiple projects. With the projects we call it, be it from aviation sector to agriculture to freight and logistics, on internal security too. We are working on multiple projects. We have got two organizations, Activiti AI and Vitti Research Foundation. So we also work on societal impact, public benefit products like Doody. We recently got funded by ONGC on that. We are developing products like Karthik, which is in EduTech, okay, and which have got a large societal impact and public benefit involved. Smart city product lines. So come and join us, gentlemen. I'm there on whatever you are on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn,